I mean, I'm guessing when you started out, there's a lot of mistakes made, a lot of failures, a lot of problems. What were some of the big lessons that you learned, like especially in those first few years when you were starting the journey off?
It's a really good question. I I'm not going to answer the question you want exactly,
Sure.
but I'm going to say, looking back, I think one of the lessons is I like to actually look at what worked. I mean, it's kind of against all odds. Here we are, right? We have a company with over $1 million of revenue and a team of like a couple dozen employees spread across the world. Like, it's like, whoa, like, how did we get here? Right? Honestly, sometimes I don't like to reflect too much on our success because I don't want to be satisfied with it. But it's like, how do we get here? And I think early on, one of the things I was very fortunate about was to find just the best co-founders and the best early team to help build this company. Very blessed by Allah for that, because I've met so many other entrepreneurs who have nightmare stories with their co-founders.
Yeah.
You know, or they're in it alone. They can't really get anywhere. And so I think I don't want people to look at LaunchGood and be like, wow, it's so successful because of Chris. It's probably so successful despite me, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
A co-founders and Manny Kalawi and Mohammad and all these other people that have helped build it. And so I think that's something we got right early on. We're very fortunate about. The stuff we struggled with, I can't say, I'm hesitant to say it was like a bad thing. So for example, we had no money, and I told you I couldn't raise any money for VCs. And so we ended up doing is hiring some developers from Pakistan. Now we actually use some new developers from Pakistan, so it's not always a bad thing. But at that time, the people we selected were not probably the best. And what was supposed to be a 3-month build turned out to be an 18-month build. It's very frustrating. Like, you just want to get your idea off the ground, and you're having to wait a year and a half.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, the reason why I said not so bad, because maybe if we had launched after 3 months, the market wasn't ready for the idea, and it would have taken too long to get to generate revenue. So, you never say like, hey, the hadith, what low is from the shaitan, like, oh, if only. Like, I don't like to think about that much, but then if you want to go into stories about troubles we face, hit your goal, it would start counting down. So numbers.
Sorry, Chris, can you just repeat that last part? You were just saying, because it just got cut off slightly.
Yeah, so I was saying, we had these bugs where, like, if you hit your goal, like 15,000 pounds or $15,000, every dollar or pound after that would start counting down for some reason. So instead of $15,100,
Right.
it'd say 14,000.
Man.
All these crazy bugs. Yeah, we had one weekend where donations, we couldn't even process donations on the website. We had one campaign that was all or nothing, and when it tipped, it charged people multiple times, up to 8 times. So, like, if you'd given a $500 donation, we may have charged your credit card $4,000, right?
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah. We had some serious bugs early on, but subhanallah, you survive them. There's one of the people I love to read. His name is Paul Graham. He's kind of like the guru of startups in Silicon Valley. And he said that, after working with the founders of Airbnb and Dropbox and Stripe and all these amazing companies, the essential quality of a successful entrepreneur comes down to this: relentlessly resourceful. Relentlessly resourceful. It means you're going to figure out whatever you need to do to achieve your goal. Whatever it takes, like, you're going to get it done. And I think that's really important. In our team, we just call it grit. Like, we're from Detroit. It's kind of a gritty place.
Yeah.
We're like, you got to have a lot of grit to be an entrepreneur, to be part of LaunchGood. It's tough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.